Most people don't fall in love. They fall into distraction, and they call it love. Read that again. Because some of the biggest dreams in this world were not destroyed by failure. They were destroyed by emotional attachment. A man with no purpose becomes vulnerable to pleasure. A person with no direction becomes addicted to attention. And someone who has not conquered themselves will eventually lose themselves inside another person. That is why you should never fall in love too early. Because love is not just emotions. Love is responsibility. Love is sacrifice. Love is discipline. And if you are still emotionally unstable, still desperate for validation, still trying to figure out who you are, then love will not build you. It will consume you. Most people enter relationships when they are lonely, not ready. They want someone to save them from emptiness, someone to make them feel important, someone to silence the pain they refuse to heal alone. But another human being cannot fix a broken identity, and deep down, most people already know this. That's why they panic when somebody pulls away. That's why one dry text ruins their entire day. That's why they stare at their phone at 2 a.m. wondering why they suddenly feel so empty. Not because they lost love, because they lost emotional control. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Think about that. If your happiness constantly depends on somebody else choosing you, your entire inner world becomes controlled by external things. And the Stoics considered that slavery. That is why people become obsessed, controlling, emotionally weak, possessive. Because when you have not built your own life, you make another person your entire world. And the moment they leave, you collapse. You stop eating properly. You lose focus. You lose discipline. You start overthinking everything. You replay memories like your mind is trying to negotiate with reality. Some people lose years of their lives emotionally recovering from people they were never supposed to depend on that deeply. Listen carefully. Being alone is not the problem. Being unable to stand your own company is the problem. Because the moment silence feels unbearable, you become vulnerable to anything that gives temporary emotional relief. And loneliness has destroyed more futures than failure ever did. People stay in toxic relationships because they fear emptiness more than pain. Read that again. They know the relationship is draining them. They know their peace is disappearing. They know they are becoming emotionally exhausted, but they stay anyway because starting over feels terrifying when you have built your identity around another human being. That is why powerful people are built in solitude, not because solitude feels good, but because solitude reveals the truth. It exposes your addictions, your emotional weakness, your need for validation, your fear of being forgotten. Most people cannot sit alone in a quiet room for 1 hour without reaching for distraction, music, social media, attention, relationships, anything to avoid facing themselves. But that is exactly where growth begins. Marcus Aurelius spent years reminding himself that a person must learn how to govern their own mind before trying to control anything else. And honestly, most people cannot even control their emotions. Everybody wants love. But very few people prepare themselves for it. They chase relationships while ignoring self-development. They chase attraction while lacking direction. They want loyalty while they cannot even remain loyal to their own future. And then they wonder why their relationships become toxic. You should not fall in love until you reach the level where you can walk away from disrespect, control your desires, protect your peace, and stay focused on your purpose. Because if emotions can easily distract you, life will easily destroy you. The truth is, a lot of people are not in love. They are addicted to attention. That is why silence terrifies them. That is why they jump from person to person. That is why they settle for temporary feelings instead of building a meaningful future. And the scary part is, social media has made emotional dependency look normal. People now measure their worth by replies, by views, by validation, by whether somebody wants them today. That is dangerous, because the more your self-worth depends on external attention, the weaker your inner world becomes. The strongest individuals learn how to build themselves before giving themselves away. First, build your mind, build your discipline, build your finances, build your body, build your spiritual life, build your future. Become someone valuable before searching for validation. Because real love should never make you weak. It should make you better. And one of the most dangerous things you can do in life is give your heart to somebody before you have built your identity. Never allow emotions to interrupt your destiny. There is a level you must reach first, a level where you are no longer controlled by loneliness, no longer desperate for attention, no longer destroyed by rejection, a level where your purpose matters more than temporary pleasure. That is when love becomes powerful instead of destructive. Until then, focus on becoming someone your future self would respect.